In this video, I'm going after one of the worst weeds that I deal with all summer long, and not just the summer, probably spring and fall as well sometimes, and that is nutsedge, or just, I guess I should just put sedges in general, because I'm going to be talking about nutsedge and also kyllinga. I'm going to show you how to identify these weeds in your lawn, the difference in yellow nutsedge, purple nutsedge, kyllinga, and then I've got 4 different products I'm going to test on them, and we're just going to see on video which one of these products is bringing the best results. Let's get started. Today's video is sponsored by Graham Spray Equipment. You see my Graham spray rig in the background. I've got a 400-gallon split tank that I've been using for years. If you need a spray rig for your business, then go to grahamsc.com or give those guys a call. Let me just start off by introducing the products, and I love doing these videos for you, but also like doing it for me, because I want to know which one of these products is going to work the best. So when I'm out spraying yards for customers, I spray a product, and yes, I know it works, but I may not go back to that yard for 6 to 8 weeks and look at it. I'm like, yeah, okay, there's less sedges than before. They've been suppressed. But in this, I can keep an eye on it and check how fast they're working. I can check to see if there's any turf damage, and I can compare side by side on the same weed which one of the products is getting the best results. So let's introduce the products, and just let me just go ahead and say I've got them all mixed up here. I'm using these little 2-gallon battery sprayers that I love. I've got where I don't like pumping them sprayers anymore. So these have been great. I'll try to put links to some of the stuff in the video in the description. So these sprayers and some of these products that we're using. All right, introduce them to you. We've got Celero over here. We've got Certainty. We've got Prosedge. And we've got Dismiss NXT. Now, these are not the only sedge products on the market, but these are some popular ones. So, and New Farm is a company that makes a lot of different products, and they're big in the sedge market. So go over just a couple of things that I think might happen before we see what actually is going to happen. So Celero, I believe, will be a good product for yellow nutsedge, purple nutsedge, and kyllinga. Same with Certainty. I think we'll get good results on all. Prosedge typically going to be better on your yellow and purple nutsedge, but not as good on the kyllinga, but at a cheaper cost, which is great. These are going to be more expensive, probably the most expensive. And when I say that, I'm talking about per application. I'm not sure about the actual bottle price, probably on both, but most expensive as far as application, slightly less expensive, even less expensive. I'm not sure where the Dismiss NXT comes in, probably closer to these two if I had to guess. What the Dismiss NXT, I think, will probably be excellent on the kyllinga, maybe yellow nutsedge. I'm not so sure about the purple nutsedge. The added benefit of it, it'll kill broadleaf weeds too, where these all are not going to be great on broadleaf weeds. A lot of times you'll mix a sedge product with a broadleaf product, like in my situation, I might put it with Celsius or Change Up and mix them together where you can get broadleafs and sedges. Certainty is a good product for grassy weeds in warm season turf. So if I've got a clump of cool season grass in my warm season lawn, I'm going to use Certainty for that. Sometimes don't use it on a cool season lawn because it will kill it or severely damage it. All right, here's our products. We got them mixed up. Let's go find some weeds. I've got my flags that I'm going to mark the weeds with. We'll spray, and then we'll check back on the results. Now let me show you the different types of sedges that we're going to be testing the products on, so as you can easily see the difference between them. It's not as easy all the time, but when they get to a mature state, I think it's pretty easy to tell the difference in a kyllinga and yellow nutsedge and purple nutsedge. Let me make it obvious for you. Okay, now the grass here is real thin, and nutsedge in general, one tip to control it is not run your irrigation so much. So if you got a low area that holds water, you may find it saturated with nutsedge. So you can see this area just seems to hold a lot of water, and the nutsedge loves that. So you got yellow nutsedge and purple nutsedge. They're not yellow and they're not purple, but the purple is typically darker than the yellow, and it doesn't grow nearly as upright. So let me just, based on that, I just told you, look at this, okay, and then compare it with this. Now, which one do you think is yellow and which one do you think is purple? Okay, neither are yellow, neither are purple, but this is much more upright. As you can see, it's got a much finer blade point on the end, and you can compare it with this, not nearly as tall, darker leaves, and again, doesn't grow as upright. So yellow right here, purple right here. Now you don't have to be a botanist to figure that out. We can just see that with the naked eye, yellow, purple, okay? And why that's important, some products gonna work better on the yellow than the purple. Now also in the sedge family, and you may hear the saying that sedges have edges, and that means the base stem of the plant has like a triangular shape. So, you know, you get down here and it's a triangular at the base. So, but if you look at this is kyllinga. It usually grows in clumps, again, likes wet areas. And I like to say that it has a little spiky ball on it, but you know, sometimes the nutsedge, I think, does that as well. But you can see maybe even a couple of different varieties here. You see what that looks like and can really clump up. I think a common one in my area is called false green kyllinga. I don't know all the different types of kyllinga, but I can tell the difference in this versus the yellow and purple nutsedge that we just looked at. As a general rule, this is not always true, but sometimes a product, like for instance, that has dismiss in it, which is the active ingredient sulfentrazone, may give you some pretty good results on yellow nutsedge and on kyllinga, but not as good results on the purple nutsedge. So that'll be interesting to see with the Dismiss NXT what kind of results we get on the purple nutsedge. I feel pretty confident about it with the other two, not so much with the purple, but we're gonna see it on video. Let's get to spraying and we'll check on the results. Let me see if I can show you like the triangular base here. Now when, you know, I feel like I actually might have pulled it up. I don't know if I did or not, but anyway, as you get down here to the very base of the plant, it is like a triangle, you know, so you got sedges have edges. It's a triangular base down here. All right, got my PPE on, long sleeves, long pants, rubber gloves. We're gonna start, we'll just go through here and spray. I'm gonna start off with the kyllinga, then we'll go there and spray some nutsedge. So first off, we got Dismiss NXT. Yeah.
I just figure for that.
Next up, we got Celero.
Is it?
This is a prosedge. And certainty. There'll be plenty of clumps of kyllinga that we didn't spray. We'll be able to check those also. Okay, so now I'm moving over to the nutsedge. I tried to pick some areas that had both purple and yellow nutsedge so we can get a little bit of both. So first up, we got Dismiss NXT. Prosedge.
It's not singing to the everything.
Celero.
To see what you got in the sun.
And certainty. All right, we got them sprayed. We're gonna check back on the results. We'll see how fast they work. Do we get any turf damage? Which one's doing better? Which one does better on the kyllinga versus the prosedge? You get the point. Stay tuned to the end because I'm anxious to see the results myself. Well, we're about 6 days after the application. I want to show you what it's looking like so far. And normally I would have already given an update. I was unable to do so for maybe a couple of reasons, but let's just start off here. Looks like we've got the yellow nutsedge here. Now, again, one thing I want you to notice as we look at this, I'm not expecting it to just wither up and die. What I'm expecting is when the grass is cut for it hopefully not to grow back, but we'll see. I do want to cut the grass soon. This is certainty. So if you look at that, I mean, visibly, you know, there's some discoloration there, but nothing is just going to rock your world, you know. Say it's not the most impressive looking results from just visibility standpoint. Maybe a little bit of discoloration. What we got here? Celero, very, very similar. I mean, you can see some yellowing out here. Again, this is primarily yellow nutsedge. Looks like a little bit of purple nutsedge there. Again, yellow nutsedge over here for the next sample, which is prosedge. So I guess what we're going to need to do is cut the grass as I'm looking at this. We'll cut the grass and then see what grows back. But I need to be careful not to. Maybe what I can do is leave the flags in the ground, cut the grass as close as I can to the flag. That way there might be a few that didn't get cut, but then, you know, most of them will get cut. And we can see if they grow back after they're mowed, because I think that's basically what we're going for. NXT, by far the most visible results. That's not shocking. The sulfentrazone gives you that quick burn down. And I believe actually just within a couple of days it was already turning yellow. But you see far more yellow. Does that mean it's going to be the least likely to grow back? I don't know. But this is, again, primarily a lot of yellow nutsedge, I believe, in this situation, which makes sense because I think the dismiss NXT is going to be a little better on the yellow than the purple. But let's go check out the purple and see what it looks like. Actually, I misspoke there. I believe we've got both yellow and purple. So you can see there the taller one here is yellow, where these are purple, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I should have watched the first clip of the video before I spoke. So you got the yellow here. This is dismiss 18. You got the purple. And, you know, to be honest, it is doing quite a number on the purple. Now, whether or not it's going to keep from going back, I don't know that. So here's some more examples, ones that were not sprayed. And again, yeah, it looks like, I forgot. I'm sorry. Should have watched the video. But there's yellow for the prosedge, and then purple for the prosedge. That's right. I remember now. It's coming back to me. I'm sorry. Sometimes you got more than one video going on at the same time. I sprayed yellow and purple. Well, let's look at the kyllinga. Without even looking, I could have told you this was the dismiss NXT. I mean, it looks like that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's some serious burn down on that. So, extreme results. Compare that with what didn't get sprayed. You got that. You got that. Okay, again, I don't know it's going to die, but if it'll keep it from coming back for a while, that would be awesome. Celero, that's kind of surprising. I mean, it really went crazy on it too. So that's good. Good to see. Again, compare that with what wasn't sprayed. There's an example where you see kind of two different varieties. You got this one, you got this one. It's a little slightly different. Maybe you can see that. But in dismiss NXT, maybe a little bit of discoloration to the turf there, but nothing terrible. I think people can live with that if you get the results. Prosedge, you can see it discoloring a little bit. This was never probably designed to be its strength, but I am curious, if we mow it, will it grow back, or is it doing a little bit? And I'm assuming this one is what? Certainty. Some of the memory's right. Yep, certainty. Again, visibly not much. Some of that could be just the way it works. Some of it could be not enough time. We'll give it some more time. So far we're seeing that NXT is definitely the fastest, but that doesn't necessarily mean the best. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not the best. We're just going to see after we mow the grass what it looks like. We'll check back soon and see how things are progressing. All right, I want to wrap up this video, so I want to show you the final results. We've been about 5 days since the last update, and I also cut the grass several days ago as well. So I think we're going to be able to tell what we need to tell by this video. So let me show you the final results. All right, well, let's just start over here. You see the grass was mowed, and one reason I want to end the video, look how tall it's getting where it didn't mow. So it just looks not good. So what do we got here? certainty. My writing is fairly sloppy. And what I want you to notice is, and I think this is going to be a trend, you can see that the yellow nutsedge there where it was sprayed, if you can see that right there that I'm moving, it doesn't look like a whole lot happened. But if you come over here and you look at some purple nutsedge that was sprayed, even right there, you can see that. So it was mowed and it's not growing back. And that's basically what we're going for. Matter of fact, here's some better examples. Look at this. So discoloration, mowed about 5 days ago, and turning brown and just staying low. So is it dead? No, it's not dead. Is it keeping it down where you barely could even see it? If I didn't have a flag stuck in the ground, would I be able to find this? It would have been a lot more difficult. And, you know, maybe multiple applications helps knock it out, but it is definitely suppressing it. So there's certainty for you. This is the yellow and purple nutsedge that we're spraying here. Give me another example here. Let's see, I'm pulling these flags up as we go. Celero, same thing, okay? And maybe we have a little bit of discoloration that seems to have gone away. You can see the yellow nutsedge here that's discolored. More results here. But the part that was mowed with the lawnmower, you know, to be honest, it's hard to see. Okay, so here's one. You see that right there? Stays low, yellow, so suppressing the growth. Compare that with one over here. Now this looks like kyllinga, but it was not sprayed. It's already growing up taller than the Bermuda grass. So that's kind of what we're getting, okay? Now, is some of it going to keep from coming back? You know, maybe, hopefully. But you're definitely getting the suppression, which is what I thought was going to happen. Prosedge, same thing. Prosedge, again, probably not as good on kyllinga. We'll see that in a minute. But yellow nutsedge turning colors. If it got mowed, you can see it. It's discolored, not growing very fast, very much slowed down the growth. So that's great as well. Again, another comparison over here was not sprayed, already growing back taller than the Bermuda grass. And our last one is the NXT. We already noticed the most visible results, maybe the most discoloration, but that seems to have already kind of cleared itself up, which is good, and lets you know that it's very much temporary, at least in this situation. You know, and then when you cut the grass over here, you see it down here about the height of the grass. So definitely suppress the growth. Now, which one of those is going to last the longest on the suppression? You know, check back a month from now. I don't know. I mean, my thought is probably the celero, the certainty, and the prosedge will probably outperform the NXT as far as how long it keeps it suppressed, but I don't know that for certain. All right, moving over here, we got the, we'll go in reverse order. Dismiss NXT. To me, this is where it's really going to shine on the kyllinga. I mean, just outstanding results. This was what was not mowed, and you can see what was mowed just dominating it. So excellent results with the Dismiss NXT on kyllinga. Celero, very good results as well. Serious discoloration. What was mowed is not growing back, so extremely good performance by Celero. Prosedge, as was predicted, this has been sprayed. Kyllinga, not doing a whole lot for us. You know, I mean, a little bit of discoloration, but unfortunately, I don't think well, I don't know. But let's just say here, it does look like it is suppressing, okay? So it is slowing it down. Not nearly the visible results we got with the Celero or the NXT. So I'm not going to say it didn't work, but I got a feeling that this is going to come back much sooner than on the other samples. But again, prosedge, outstanding on yellow and purple nutsedge at a cheaper price typically. Certainty, not a whole lot of visible results here either, but you see what was mowed is not growing back as much. So overall, I mean, they all four work on all species. Some work a little better on one, I mean, just dominating kyllinga. I guess you'd go with the NXT. All around winter, I might go celero, but at a higher cost. I hope this video is helpful. Sometimes it just helps just to see them side by side. What happens when you spray it? What happens when the grass is cut? And again, it's not a magician's act. It's not spray it disappears, but it does suppress the growth severely. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. I've been doing YouTube videos for a long time, and particularly in the lawn care space. Also, if you want to get into weed control and fertilization like me, find this interesting, you want to take that as a business, and you live where you have warm season grasses, then that's where I can help you. I have the Weed Control and Fertilization Academy. You'll find that over at lawncarelife.com, as well as other resources. And that's where you also find information about the Lawn Care Life Conference, which is an event that we put on. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.